The past 5 or 6 years, cannabis went from buzzworthy to billion-dollar industry. So between 2014, 2018, multitude of cannabis companies went public in Canada, as well as New York Stock Exchange and NASDAQ. So that attracted billions of dollars in investment, opening the floodgates for an era of immense growth, media attention, and investor excitement, often called the green rush. We're going to talk about how to invest in cannabis stocks coming up.
It's only entertainment.
Welcome back to the Talking Hedge. I'm Josh Kincaid, capital markets analyst and host of your Cannabis Business Podcast.
A lot of investors thought that the legalization would happen right as the Biden administration came in, and we saw the pot stock rally come in right in November and then crash, pretty much right after Biden took office in January. And, with that, they've been running relatively flat. They run in momentum with legalization and not really independent. So you see news, Cresco Labs merged with Columbia Care. That kind of drove some news and excitement. Outside of news like that, or legalization news, banking news, these stocks don't really move independent of their own fundamentals or technicals for that matter. So we're going to take a look at some winners and losers and some tricks and tips on how to select cannabis stocks, being incredibly volatile in general and even more volatile now. How do you get above market returns when the industry is trash? I'm talking about the valuation dropping on a lot of these companies when that de-SPAC process happens and they lose a lot, and you see a lot of the growth capital become harder to get. A lot of these companies are forcing to make reductions or write-offs, or you saw Hexo attach themselves to that zombie called Tilray. We'll see what happens with that. Since about 2019, we have seen a lot of focus on the bottom line. So it's less about kind of hyperbole, and it's more about profitability and positive balance sheets. So let's kind of see what some companies are doing, both on the upside and downside. Speaking of that zombie, Tilray is up 22%. Aurora was up 10, and Canopy up 9, with Hexo up 8. These are pretty good numbers. How do you get there though without buying and holding? I'm going to show you a little nice app called Toro Alerts, where you can be notified of this before it happens. That way you can avoid losses like 15% or 7% on Renosola or any of these that have dropped. You also don't really need to buy penny stocks and wait for these to go up. I know that's how a lot of people think that with crypto or whatever else, you just hold these obscure things and wait for them to hit the moon. I've got a better solution than that. This article from Benzinga says that in order to hash out some of these bad weed stocks, you should look at an index like the ETFMG Alternative Harvest Index. And the reality is that a lot of these indexes aren't very good either. For example, look at the ETFMG Alternative Harvest in 2020. They were negative 54%. You lose half your money. Put in $100, you lose $54.70. Same with PODX. The Global X Cannabis ETF was down 56% that year. Terrible. I'm going to show you a way that you could have been up 93% that year. That was in 2020. In 2021, we were up 147%. So we're doing better, and these other companies are slightly doing better. This is a pretty tough year for them, but it's ridiculous. To lose half your money is ridiculous. So I'm gonna show you this app called Toro Alerts. It's free to download. You can trade pot stocks on it and not have to worry about these ETFs that in theory are supposed to do better, but they're still new, and the people behind them, they're human, they have emotions. A lot of these stocks within the portfolio are trash, and so this happens. So the advice is to research a company and determine how much you should invest, and then decide on your timeline and how much you want. And then you pick a broker, like TD Ameritrade or E-Trade, and you buy the stock and then you sell it. You could download Toro Alerts app, and then it'll notify you of when to buy and when to sell. So it's using artificial intelligence and machine learning with predictive analytics. The most conservative portfolio that tracks the S&P 500 has a 47% return over the last 5 years. And so let me show you. If you download this, it is free to download. You'll get 10 stocks you can put in your portfolio. The freemium model is that if you want more than 10 stocks in your portfolio, you've got to pay for that. If you want options alerts, you got to pay for that. There's upgrades and things, but basically right here where you can put your ticker symbol in and build your portfolio that way. And so let's get into it. It will give you a suggested investment. So I had put $10,000 initially as my investment, and you can adjust that whatever you want, $100, $1,000, and it'll tell you what the suggested investment should be for whatever stock. I picked Lockheed Martin because as soon as Russia invaded Ukraine, the defensive stocks like Boeing, Lockheed Martin were popping off. So we got an alert on the 22nd of February, literally right when Russia was dropping in, and then it told us to sell on 3/9. So made a nice little gain here, and you can see what's been happening over the last 52 weeks or the last 30 days or the last 3 months. It's been doing pretty well for us. So buying and holding, not so much, but this is for a trading app. So when it alerts you, you need to take action right away because there's intrinsic value, the timing of it all. The faster you respond, the better your results can get. So you can view the history, you can add technical alerts, all of that. This is the transaction history of when it says to buy and sell this particular stock. And so you can kind of see what some of the returns have been, ups and downs, but overall, pretty nice return for this particular stock. Lockheed Martin is going to be volatile during that initial war period, right? So maybe it told us to get in too early and then you lost 5%, get out. But there's other opportunities where had you stayed, you would have made 9%. It's not perfect at getting in or getting out, but it is pretty good at it. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. For the more sophisticated investor, if they want to add their own technical indicator, they can add any indicator they want. If they don't want to take the AI at face value, you can edit that however you choose. It's a whole list of technical indicators, depending on which types you want, whether it's SMA or money flow indicator or whatever. There's literally dozens of them that you can pick for each individual stock. And add your own indicator. You can also just rely on the AI to tell you what stock to add and when to buy it and when to sell it if you have no idea. Maybe you don't know anything about options. And so there was a nice option here with a $420 strike price. We got 1,791% return in a very short period of time, 30-day period. So annualized return on that is stupid. I'm not even going to calculate it because it's so dumb. But our returns are pretty insane. So for a month, we had a 67% return. So for every $100 you put in, you'd have $167 at the end of 1 month. I mean, check your bank and what they're offering you. It's like 0.5%. It's nothing. So this is an opportunity for you to not rely on penny stocks, not rely on crypto, but to do something that's actually going to generate money. Options is incredibly sophisticated, though. If you're going to buy options, buy them all because you can lose big and win big. That's how options work. Another options here, JP Morgan Chase at 777%. It wasn't luck that got us 777. It was the algorithm. So again, options are incredibly volatile, but they do kind of pay off from time to time. There's a referral. You can get 3 months. That'll be in the show notes. If you want to try this out, be my guest. And we also have crypto. Crypto is just about to launch. Check that out. Same thing. You can tell it how much you want to initially invest in. It's not executing. This is just alerts. So you can put in your own crypto symbols and what you're wanting to track. So it'll tell you what the returns were for Bitcoin. If you bought and held Bitcoin last year, you would have made 28%. If you used our app, you would have got close to 100% return on your investment. That's the difference between trading and buying and holding. And I know a lot of these hold on for dear life folks think that that's the way to go, but it's not. It's not. I mean, you would have got 5 times more if you had traded it than if you would have bought and held. But you need sophisticated software, and this is it. So, you look at the buy and sell alerts for crypto. It's going to be incredibly advantageous for you. Binance is one of the ones. We're going to do fully automated trading too. Don't tell anybody, but fully automated, executed. So set it, forget it. You can sign up and we will trade automatically for you. Crypto, stocks, options. Obviously, it's not free. That's the upgrade. But it's going to be a lot better than trying to wait for an alert and be by a computer and do all of that yourself. So check out Toro Alerts for stocks and options. And then the different app is Toro Alerts Crypto. It's definitely going to help out your portfolio for pot stocks and for crypto. Let me know what you guys think. It's definitely something I've been trying to work on for a long time, bringing Wall Street technology to Main Street. I managed a $650 million fund at Capital One and found no love in Wall Street. So this is my way of kind of bringing technology back to people and a sense of altruism, really. We have a different model and we're cannibalizing our profits in order to bring this to you. So that's the freemium model. I hope you guys like it. Let me know.
With that, we're going to roll this one up. I'm Josh Kincaid. This is The Talking Hedge. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, or don't, and I'm out. Don't forget to smash that like button on your way out and check out these other videos that we've got.